speaker of the day for the evening for this meeting, number 7 of Bahrain Distinguished Toastmasters. Bahrain Distinguished Toastmasters was a vision of a few distinguished Toastmasters who wanted to do something different for the Toastmasters fraternity. With that objective in mind, and being a center of excellence, this club was chartered and meets every Saturday, second Saturday of the month. As the author, poet, historian Maya Angelou says, you may shoot me with your words. You may cut me with your eyes. You may kill me with your hatefulness. But still, like air, I will rise. Thank you for being here for the meeting, despite all the other tasks and the series of online meetings and the current pandemic situation. And still, we rise to every occasion to make it memorable. Undeniably, welcome to a kaleidoscope of learning today evening. I like this quote of the founder of Toastmasters International, Dr. Rolf Medley. Are you all wondering if it is that we learn in the moments of enjoyment? No. It is ours is the only organization I know dedicated to the individual. We work together to bring out best in each one of us, that we apply these skills to help others. I guess you agree with that quote, right? The rest of the meeting today is divided into 2 sessions. The first session is the education session, where club members present their prepared speeches, and the table topics master will provide opportunity for members and guests to speak impromptu. The second session is the evaluation session, where the project speakers receive constructive feedback from a panel of evaluators, and a general evaluator also evaluates the entire meeting and provides suggestions for improvement. Would request our guests to join us in future meetings and help their improving their public speaking skills, gain confidence, and make new friends who will support and encourage them in your journey. A meeting must start and end on time. To monitor that, we have the timer today. This Toastmaster is a senior pathologist by profession. She is the past Area 16 director, a member of Karnataka Club Toastmasters, Angel Toastmasters, and our club. To explain the timing criteria, please welcome Toastmaster Veena Nagaraj.
Good evening. Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day, for that wonderful introduction. Today in YLP, I learned a new phrase. An inch of gold, an inch of time is an inch of gold. But with an inch of gold, we cannot buy an inch of time. So with that code, I will be kaleidoscoping all the timings, all the role players timing. So speeches is 5 to 7 minutes. So at the end of 5, I will be showing the green. At 6 minutes, it will be amber, and at 7 minutes, it will be red. And the evaluators and the table topics, since it's a panel of evaluations, evaluators and the table topic speakers, they'll be getting 1 to 2 minutes. At 1 minute, I'll be showing green. 1.5 minutes, it will be yellow, and at the end of 2 minutes, it will be red. And each speaker will be given 30 seconds grace period. with that, I'll hand over back to you, Toastmaster Pradeep.
Thank you, Toastmaster Veena. Since English is not a native speaking language in this part of the world, we need someone to monitor our grammar usage and, of course, the filler words to help us improve our English language speaking skills. A public relations specialist by profession who loves to inspire and motivate people. She is a member of Sri Lanka Club Symposium Toastmasters and is passionate about public speaking. To provide the guidelines as a grammarian and a filler word counter, please welcome Toastmaster Manisha Yanadora.
Thank you, Master of Ceremonies, for that lovely introduction. As a grammarian today, I will be monitoring the quality of the language that will be used in the meeting, as well as it's my duty to introduce the word of the day. Can you recognize this object? It's a kaleidoscope. A kaleidoscope is an instrument containing loose bits of colored material such as glass or plastic between two flat planes and two plane mirrors. Excuse me. These bits of colored material are reflected in an endless variety of patterns. The kaleidoscope fractures the vision of a single object or scene into a multitude of different but interrelated forms of the same. That's what is kaleidoscope. But let's see how we use it in language. Kaleidoscope is a noun. There are three meanings to this word. A changing and enjoyable mixture or pattern, a succession of changing phases or actions, a diverse collection. Let's see a few examples how we use this word in sentences. The street bazaar was a kaleidoscope of colors, smells, and sounds. The landscape was a kaleidoscope of changing colors. Israel's politics have long been a kaleidoscope of parties split along ideological, ethnic, and religious lines. Let's see the pronunciation.
Kaleidoscope. Kaleidoscope. Kaleidoscope.
At the end of the meeting, I will be sharing how many times you used this word in your speeches. I encourage all of you to use the word in your speech. That's it. As the grammarian, as the counter, it's my duty to count how many times you use the enemy of language. What is this enemy of language? That is gap fillers, such as long pauses, repeated words, and so. I will count these and give you the count of how many times you used these gap fillers at the end of the general evaluation session. Till then, back to you, Master of Ceremonies.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manisha. As mentioned earlier, a general evaluator evaluates the entire meeting. Today, we have a Toastmaster who is also passionate about public speaking, and he's an inspiring evaluator and an international speech champion himself at various levels. To share his role details as the general evaluator, please welcome distinguished Toastmaster Rufus Pinto.
Greetings and good evening, everyone. My role as a general evaluator is to give my viewpoint on how this club can prosper and how evaluation helps the club achieve its vision and mission. My team, I have a team, yes. My team consists of a timer, grammarian and accountant, and panel of evaluators. I wish to see this club prosper. So wishing all the assignees all the best. Back to you, TMOD.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Rufus. Dr. Smedley said, the unprepared speaker has the right to be afraid. And that is why Toastmasters teaches the art of preparation. Let us now move to the main session of our meeting. Today we have two prepared speeches. A business management graduate with experience in managing pharmaceutical and healthcare business verticals, a passionate Toastmaster who within 2 years created the niche in Bahrain Toastmasters fraternity. A Triple Crown achiever, I don't know how many times, a trainer for pathways, and the current Area 2 director. Our first speaker today is delivering his level 3 elective project, Connect with Storytelling from the Leadership Development Path. The purpose of this project is for the member to practice using a story within a speech or giving a speech that is a story. Some special notes to the evaluators. The member completing this project is focusing on using stories in a speech or creating a speech that is a story. The member may use any type of story, a personal, well-known fiction, or even one of his own creation. Listen for a well-organized speech that is a story or includes a story. Please welcome Toastmaster Roshan Lewis with his speech title, Land of Thousand Hills. Land of Thousand Hills, Toastmaster Roshan Lewis.
Thank you very much. Innovative Toastmaster of the day. I have a question for you all. Which country is known as Land of Thousand Hills? Can anybody? Which country is known as Land of Thousand Hills? No Google? 1, 2, 3. Okay. I know you may be thinking some European beautiful countries. This country is Rwanda. When I say Rwanda, I know many of your face changes 100% because I know what you're thinking, why Rwanda is famous for. Same thing happened for me 5 years before. It was pre-mask area, era of pre-mask. I used to travel to Rwanda. It's a first trip to Rwanda 5 years back. I had same thought what you have in your mind. I'll come to that thought later. I landed in Rwanda airport. When I came from outside from airport, a man welcomed me. Welcome you, sir, to Rwanda with a white shirt, a red tie, and black trouser, beautifully polished shoes. He was my driver, which company has appointed. We did not have any office there. I just gone to find an opportunity to start a new healthcare center. He welcomed me. I asked him, what is his name? So my name is Martin. I have always this habit in Africa because they have beautiful long names. I asked him, what is your full name? He told me, sir, I am Martin Murinda. What a nice name, Martin Murinda. Least I know, this name will always be in my heart and mind. One thing I was very confident and very happy, it satisfied my ego, he was shorter than me. Otherwise, Africa, when you go to Rwanda, I will always look into like this and people are more than 6 feet. So with a lot of confidence, I put my hand on his shoulder and just told him, Martin, what is your full name? Once again, I wanted to know that. He said, Martin Murinda, sir. He was very happy. I like the way he pronounced that Murinda. Then normally I carry sometimes a chocolate from, whenever I travel in Africa, I used to carry a chocolate from duty free and I'll give it to a driver. I gave him, he was very happy. And he opened the door, he made me to sit. The first journey me and Martin started. He was the first link for me in Rwanda. When we were driving the car, his story started. He started to talk about Rwanda. He started talking about the beautiful aspects of Rwanda, how Rwanda is beautiful, why it is known as 1,000 hills. And I could see when I was going in the car, a lot of hills. The car is going up and down and the beautiful hills. And moreover, I sensed a fragrance of patriotism whenever he talked. With full of josh and love, he talked about Rwanda. And he told many things with it because that's my first thing where I collect information. He told me, sir, every first Sunday, we have car-free day. Entire Kigali, the capital city of Rwanda, car is closed. Nobody can drive vehicle half day. And we all walk in the road. We do exercises. We do health camps. So when your hospital comes, you connect to health minister to conduct your health camp in this site. Minister, prime minister, everybody will walk on the street. And we follow that one day, first Sunday of the month as health day. And he told me, last Saturday of the month, there's one more ritual. What is that? I asked him. He told me, that is, we call it Muganda. What is that Muganda? He told me that day, entire country spends time to clean the country. Nobody will go to office. He has to report in his village or his wherever his district. He has to be there and they have to clean the country half day. And I could see while going in the car, everything is clean. This happened within first 1 hour. He gave me complete picture of patriotism. My friendship grown with him next 5 days. I was there for the first 1 week and I observed him. Martin is very happy-go-lucky guy. No regrets in life. Highly patriotism. What you and I think of Rwanda, he never told me. Even once also in those 5 days, I never asked that because I was also very reluctant to ask this. He never told me, he taught me all beautiful things of Rwanda. Days passed. I did my many visits. I became close to Martin, and one fine day he asked me, sir, you're going to start a hospital in Rwanda. Why can't you make me your driver here in the hospital? What I was expecting, he asked me. I said, yes, okay. Normally during our professional time, we don't spend time exploring the city tours. But when hospital started after 1 year, I had some free time. I asked first day to Martin, can you take me to many people will come here as a site. It is known as genocide site. I know, now that's what you thought, all of you, in the beginning when I said Rwanda, genocide. There is a genocide memorial. Why can't you take me there? He said, sir, you want to go? Let me go there. And he took me. That is the first day I saw Martin's face little bit changed. And he took me to that site. He dropped me. I asked, Martin, do you want to come inside? He said, no, I don't want to come, sir. You please go. I said, don't worry, I pay your ticket. Don't worry, you come. No, sir, I am very comfortable. I've seen you go. But when I just walking inside, I just looked at Martin. I saw first time his face and his body language change. He was sad. I did not ask him. I just went inside. I just sat in the genocide memorial. There were many tourists, and I saw a 15 minutes clip. Tears rolled down about genocide. What is happening in Rwanda? I saw in that museum entire story. I felt so sad. For 1 minute, I felt why I came to this Rwanda genocide memorial. I never thought human beings are so cruel. Such a planned genocide can happen between two ethnic groups. People lost family members. Neighbors killed neighbors. Husband killed wife because they are from a different ethnic groups. I came out with a heavy heart. And I just sat in the car. I asked Martin, why didn't you tell me all these things before? Then he said, sir, I lost my two sisters, two brothers, my neighbors killed during this genocide. My mother and my another sister, my mother, even my father, we lost in that genocide. They put him and they kept him. They took me to the forest and we got saved. That day, I realized the kaleidoscope of learning from Martin. We always see, when we keep this pen far from our eyes, we can see beautiful pen and surroundings. But when we bring near eyes, when we concentrate on this pen, eye starts getting pain. I learned that day from Martin. Problems are in life, but don't be victimized with that and repeat and carry that problems in mind, because we can live forgetting the past with creating best future. Then I came back from that. I realized that country is not only a land of 1,000 hills, it is also a land of 1,000 spires. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Loshen Lewis. Now let us go to our second speaker. He is the Division C Director, recently branded as the Toastmaster King with the Division C contest. A Toastmaster who is still learning and continues to learn, and our club's charter president. Please welcome our second speaker, distinguished Toastmaster Khalid Jalal. He is delivering his level 3 elective project using presentation software from his path presentation master. The purpose of this project, actually, there are two purposes for this project. The purpose of this project is for the member to introduce or review basic presentation software strategies for creating and using slides to support to enhance a speech. The purpose of this speech is for the member to demonstrate his understanding of how to use presentation software, including the creation of slides and incorporating the technology into a speech. Special note to evaluators. During the completion of this project, the member reviewed or learned about presentation software and the most effective methods for developing clear, comprehensive, and enhancing slides. About the speech, the member will deliver a well-organized speech on any topic. The topic should blend itself well into the presentation software. Watch for clear, legible, and effective slides that enhance the speed of the topic. The speech may be humorous, informational, or any style of the member's choosing. The speech should not be a report of the content of using presentation software project. Please welcome distinguished Toastmaster Khalid Jalal with his speech title, Protect and Care. Protect and Care, Toastmaster Khalid Jalal.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day. I'm just going to pin the timer. Please give me a second. Fellow Toastmasters and our guests, do you want to be protected? Do you want to be cared by your loved ones? Trust me, your loved ones also want to be protected and cared by yourself. Protection and care, it comes from the individual. If I say it is you, it comes from you. You need to protect and care yourself. And if you know how to protect and care about yourself, definitely you know how to protect and care your family and your surroundings, because all go hands in hand. If you don't care of your surroundings, if you just neglect them, then reciprocally they will neglect you also. If you don't care of your loved ones, your family members, chances are there'll be a situation they will also stop caring about you. In Toastmasters, we talk about the core values: integrity, respect, service, and excellence. Similarly, we have our own core values of a family, a society, a country. Put all this together, we come to the right equation of protection, care, and love. We were protected and cared even much before we were born. Our mothers, they protected us, cared about us for at least 9 months. And once we started crying, that means with our birth, not only our mother, our father, our siblings, family members, grandparents, they all came together to protect us, care us, and love us. And as time passes, when we grow like teenage, we get involved with a lot of societies. We make a lot of friends who protect us. Our parents always look at our friends and see whether is he with the right friendship. Is he into wrong friendship gang? If it is, then we get a lot of advices, sometimes even punishments because of our parents. When we cross that age, when we start into our job market, professionalism, we end up meeting with our bosses. And what they do? First thing in the organization, they tell us all the precautionary measures in the company to be taken. Why? Because they care about us. They want us to be protected. They will not let us to go somewhere which is hazardous and we are not trained for that particular hazard. They will not let us go outside the organization for no reason unless we are observed and we are watched. It's not because they don't like or they're jealous from our freedom, but it's our protection. And once we become old, like in my age, but I still have to wait for 10 more years, I guess, then I'll be a liability. Then I expect my children to take care of me, protect me, because maybe I'll not be able to protect myself. Maybe I'll not be able to walk one day. I might be on the wheelchair. So protection comes with the relationship, with family. And eventually, our protection ends when we get the Standard Award for Lifetime, RIP, rest in peace. Protection is good, but let's see what is more important than this. We say social media is a good friend, and we just got some updates from our colleagues. We have put a lot of pictures, advertisements in social media so people know about us. It's a great tool to do PR activities. It's a great tool to establish an organization. It's a great tool to charter new clubs. But it also has the negative angle, the second side of the coin. Now let me show you a picture which is actually approved by the censor board. So it's completely approved by the censor board. That's why I brought it here. Now, when we have a small, cute child in family, we want to observe the activities and we capture them. We put them on social media, but we don't know what is happening with the child psychologically. It's not the social media affecting at that time, but it's the habit of using the phones. And as the age grows, we put them into bigger troubles because they get used to mobile phones or the gadgets and really affects their eyes. They lose the vision. And if they're lucky, they end up wearing glasses, just like me. But if they're not lucky, like me, and like more of the other children around the world, they will be protected and cared and supported. It's something we don't want to see is a support stick. They lose their vision. Let's protect and care for children. Let's keep social media as a friendly manner. Let's give them tools which is helpful for them to learn. Let's be with them. Let's be part of them. Let's tell them we are one of them. We are family. Let's keep the surrounding safe for them as well. Let's protect and care our children. Social media is a good tool. At the same time, it is a cage for many. And let's not be part of this trap. Let's not let our children and even our adults, our members, our co-workers, our colleagues, our neighbors, anyone who we know in our life, protect them from being bullied from cyber and social media bullying. Why is that? Because such activities, we don't know who is working with them. And a lot of newspaper articles you can see people go and commit suicide even at a young age, which is very risky. Look at social media, more than 10% are being cyberbullied. And if it is one of our children, our loved ones, it will really hurt all of us. Let me leave you with the quote from Mother Teresa. Love begins by taking care of our closest one, the one at home. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you, Toastmaster Khalid. Now that we have come to the end of prepared speeches, it is time for speaking off the cuff, impromptu speaking session. The most important part of any Toastmasters meeting. You all agree, right? To conduct this session, we have a distinguished Toastmaster who is a table topic champion himself. When my mentor used to mention about this person, there was an illusion to meet him. After I met him, I know what my mentor meant. A person down to earth, ready to support everyone, and being in a profession as a doctor, he is a role model. To conduct the table topic session, the screen is yours, distinguished Toastmaster Babu Ramachandran.
Thank you, Nagendra, for those very kind words. And let me start off by following the theme of the meeting. Beautiful theme, and still I rise. I was going into the history of that of Mary Angelou's poem. I quote, "You may write me down in history with your bitter, twisted lies. You may trod me in the very dirt, but still like dust I will rise. Just like moons and like suns, with the certainty of tides, just like hopes springing high, still I will rise." Just a few words from that, a few stanzas from the beautiful poem. Thank you, Nagendra, for bringing in such a wonderful theme for today's meeting. And now we'll go into the table topic session, which I'm eagerly looking forward to. We have total 4, including me, 8, 11. So many of them do have assignments as well. So with the permission of the Toastmaster of the Day and the President, can I call upon people even with assignments to participate in the table topics? I've got 5 of them.
It's all yours, whoever you want
Thank
to.
you. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President. Well, my first question, it's all part of this Still I Rise. Looking through the kaleidoscope of life, share one recollection on when you have risen after falling down. Looking through the kaleidoscope of life, share one recollection on when you have risen after falling down. Can I call upon Toastmaster Kuram Salman, if he's here, to kindly, yes, yes, Kuram, welcome.
Thank you, Table Topic Master. There comes a moment in everybody's life where you have to rise up after you've fallen down. Because if you do not fall down, you do not know the strength that you have in order for you to rise up again. Table Topic Master, ladies and gentlemen, good evening to one and all. One such recollection that I will take could be the time when I was the district director. Now, when you are at that point of leadership, you meet so many people, you interact with so many leaders. There comes a point when the vision that you've set out for people, and because your intentions are clear, you realize that the people that may be surrounding you don't have the same wavelength as you. So those, what do you say, wolves in sheep's clothes might come in around you, not necessarily without taking any names. There weren't people close to me, but everybody, and I'm sure everybody can recall somebody in their workplace, somebody in their personal life, somebody in their professional or Toastmasters life, where you get to come across people who you realize and you sit back and you go like, I didn't see this part coming. So I remember the point when the membership payments were very, very low, and I had almost given up to not proceed the distinguished status. That is when the people who were not wolves in sheep's clothes, but actually people who were there to support me, said, we can do this. And lo and behold, towards the end, when the clock hit 12 on June 30th and the term ended, we were Smedley distinguished. So it's about surrounding yourself with the right people and recognizing the people who do not have the right intentions for you. Because when you have the strength to rise up, the right people will support you and lift you up as well. Back to you, Deolog Master.
Thank you. Thank you, DTM Kuram. Very well said. Thank you. Now, coming to the next question, the next topic. When you were faced with a grave situation, who or what helped you to rise? When you were faced with a grave situation, who or what helped you to rise? Can I call upon Toastmaster Farooq Qadir, please?
Thank you. Yes, DTM Babu, Dr. Babu, yes. Thank you. Let me, when I was faced with a grave situation, and who helped me to rise? Well, I think one of the gravest situation I faced was very long time ago. It was in my childhood when I became a little bit wilder and neglected my studies and got into trouble into school. And I was like with my companions, like nearly maybe have been struck out of the school itself or dismissed from the school. Some of my friends got it, but I was lucky in a sense. And that was one of the gravest period in my young life. And the person who really supported me in that case was really my father, who took the time to come down and explain to me in a simple manner and says, what happened is happened, past, don't worry about it. No, you can always overcome this. The only thing you need to understand is what you want to be and what life is all about. He used to ask me to come to his office nearly for a week to understand how real life works and how things are not all play, but their responsibilities. He used to take me around to talk to his colleagues who talk about the children, they talk about their childhood. So that helped me realize that although I may be carefree right now because my father is supporting me, but this is the time when I am supported by the family, that I should try to take advantage of that and develop myself and be serious about what I really want to be. And that, in my opinion, is the way my father turned my life around and helped me from that situation. Over to you.
Thank you.
Dr.
Thank
Basu.
you, Farooq. Again, beautifully said. Thank you. I'm enjoying the comments that are going around. Coming to the third topic. In the current pandemic situation, how can Toastmasters rise to the occasion to help the community? In the current pandemic situation, how can Toastmasters rise to the occasion to help the community? And to comment on that, who else other than our loving president, Khalid Jalal, DTM?
I thought I gave you permissions and I'll be escaped. Okay. We are all enjoying the physical meetings. And when this pandemic started and we all had to learn something new, I think that's what Toastmasters is all about. Learn something which you don't know. Era of COVID brought us to one platform of Zoom, and also brought us to another platform called social media. With the help of social media, it's very easy to reach out people and pass your message, which was not happening before COVID era. And with the help of Zoom, you can have meetings anytime with anyone without any disturbance even. The combination of these two, you know who you want to reach, how you will reach them, what is the source which you want to use in terms of the social media tools, and you have the meeting tools like Zoom. You put all of them together, you have all the possibilities all around the world, full access to all the resources. And if you use them wisely, it won't only help you to be successful in the right search in terms of your resources, but it'll also help you to get the immediate help which you need. For example, in my own case, whenever I'm talking to someone, if I get some technical problems or if I get something which I don't know while talking to the person, on the side, I just send a chat to some of my close contacts and I get the answer immediately. This whole beautiful bundle of the virtual environment has brought a lot of positivity. I think that's what we all need to use for our success and even to help our fellow members. That's what I would say. Back to you.
Thank you. Thank you, Khalid. You got a very good vision about that. Next topic. In your opinion, what is the most important quality you need to possess in order to rise after a fall? In your opinion, what is the most important quality you need to possess in order to rise after a fall? Can I call upon Toastmaster Mohammed Wakaruddin to kindly address this topic?
Thank you, DTM Babu, for giving this opportunity about for me, the example of falling, then raising up. This is the best opportunity of Toastmasters, where I have much technical skills. But when I come to the public speaking, I was not able to speak a minute. And I was thinking a lot how it can finish my 2 minutes. Thanks to DTM Khaled Jalal, who encouraged me to join the club. And his ambition is to grow a member is one, but other thing is giving individual empower to build communication, leadership skills. With that vision, it has to be each and every person. I was not able to speak. Now I'm speaking in front of great leaders in the Toastmasters, not even the Toastmasters. In my personal life, I am facing native speakers and they're understanding my message and I'm communicating with them, and moreover, I am recognizing with them. So my fallen and raising up, because you should be a good communicator first. If you are not communicate well your message, you will be falling down. So if you want to raise up, you must be speak proficient in a effective manner, people to understand your message, and you are sellable. This is how the world is doing right now. So thank you so much for giving an opportunity speaking over here. Back to you, DTM Bob.
Thank you. Thank you, Mohammad Bakurin. I like the way you brought in that quality right towards the end and gave it a beautiful twist. Enjoyed it. Now for the next topic and the last one. What is it that lifts your spirit when life pulls you down? What is it that lifts your spirits when life pulls you down? Can I call upon the best half of the Toastmaster of the day, Madam Manjula? Would you like to address this topic, please?
I'm sorry, Dr. Baba, you may have to repeat the topic
Yeah,
because
sure. I'll
I
do that.
had a visitor at home.
Thank you. That's why the topic for you, madam, is what is it that lifts your spirits when life pulls you down? What is it that lifts your spirits when life pulls you down? Other than Nagendra.
Thank you, Table Topic Master. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. There are many things that lifts my spirit these days. Looking at so much of negativity around, you may be wondering, how is it that I always keep smiling and I'm always so positive in life, right? The first thing is I make sure I build a positive environment within myself by doing meditation. And I look at my past where I've gone through so many things. And when I look at that, I think whatever is coming now today is not as difficult as what I had those days because I'm more prepared with it. We have so many things that are things. The thing is that we don't count our blessings most of the time. We have so much within us and outside us. We have so much of talent. We have so many values that have been given to us by our parents. It's just that we have to use it at the right time. We are loaded with weapons, but the only thing is we are not wielding those weapons that are there within us at the right time. That's the most important thing. And looking at that and looking at all those ordeals that our parents had gone through and how easily they managed to overcome them, I think they have set an example that nothing is impossible. There is always, you make up your mind, definitely, it's all in the mind. So if you make up your mind, nothing can not be achieved. So with this, back to you.
Thank you. Thank you for the very positive words that you said. With that, before I hand over back to the Toastmaster of the day, let me leave you with those final lines of the poem, And Still I Rise. I quote, leaving behind nights of terror and fear, I rise. Into a daybreak that's wondrously clear, I rise. Bringing the gifts that my ancestors gave. I am the dream and the hope of the slave. I rise, I rise, I rise. And together, as distinguished Toastmasters, this club can rise in spite of all adversities. Back to you, my Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Bapu Ramachandran, for that wonderful session. Now, it is time to get some feedback. It is essential for determining which experiments that we have done has succeeded and which have failed. Today, we have that one person who is here to offer us the real advice and provide us a feedback as to where we failed miserably and where we can do well. To pass his valuable feedback, join me to welcome our general evaluator, distinguished Toastmaster, Rufus Pinto. The screen is yours.
They say without exams, students will not study. So you require exams. They say without a goal post, players will not play well. Similarly, in Toastmasters, if you don't have evaluations, will there be quality speeches, quality assignments? No. So you require general evaluations and individual evaluations. Bahrain Distinguished Toastmasters Club was formed for quality and to improve quality of the speakers. And today I saw that every individual who is here has justified. We saw that it is not quantity, but quality that matters. Right from the Toastmasters of the day was creative IT work, made it look like as if we had a hybrid meeting. That is the future. But he gave us a glimpse of that hybrid meeting. Quality speeches by two distinguished Toastmasters. Fabulous table topics. In fact, it was unique. I'll go on it later in detail. Let's start from how the meeting started. Meeting started on time, dot at 7:33. Yes, kudos to the president. Even with limited members, he said, yes, we should proceed. He started with a presidential address on leadership, improving skills of members and others, bringing in quality speakers who can give us more knowledge and improve each individual. He also spoke about serving the community and bringing in unique things like panel evaluation, panel table topics. And he has already implemented panel evaluation, which we'll see later on. The guests were introduced. Well, yes. Agenda was adapted. Everything was done systematically. Now, I would like to call on my team members. The first in line is the timer. May I call on the beautiful timer to give report for prepared speeches only and inform if there were any disqualifications.
Thank you, General Evaluator. Good evening. Once again, I'm sorry to say that speakers they are disqualified. DTM Roshan has taken 7 minutes 53 and DTM College has taken 7 minutes 55 seconds. Should I give about TTO?
Yeah, okay, you can give, no problem.
TT commentator DTM Kuram has taken 2 minutes 2 seconds. DTM Farooq has taken 1:47 seconds. DTM College has taken 1 minute 58 seconds. DTM Muhammad has taken 1 minute 57 seconds, and Toastmaster Manjula has taken 1 minute 34 seconds. Qualified in TT, but speakers, both of them are disqualified.
Thank you, Madam Toastmaster Veena Nagraj. In fact, for speeches, you should not time because both are distinguished Toastmasters. The acronym, as someone rightly said, don't time me. And they lived up to that reputation. Okay, now let's go on to the much awaited session, that is the panel evaluation. Let's see how it works out and how it is different. It is unique, as the president said. These two individual evaluators are from Allied Bahrain Toastmasters, right? ABC. They both are champion speakers as well as excellent leaders. One is the better half and the other, may I call bitter half or?
The bad half.
The other one is the best. Okay. Our first speaker was distinguished Toastmaster Roshan Lewis. He spoke about Land of Thousand Hills. May I call on the panel speakers. First speaker is Toastmaster Farooq Qadir, and the second evaluator is Toastmaster Manjula Nagendra. Who would like to speak first?
I would go first, General Evaluator, Mr. General Evaluator. I think
1 second, timer, 3 minutes. Please time these individual evaluators.
Yeah, before we start, Mr. General Evaluator, just like to say that as a panel evaluation, what we decided was that I will look into the content and organization of both the speakers. Then my fellow evaluator will look at the delivery and organization also for both the speakers. So that way I'll cover both the speakers in my evaluation one by one. Is that okay, sir?
First for the first speaker, so you don't mix up both.
Okay, oh, sure. Thank you. Land of Thousand Hills. An intriguing title, already raised some questions. People had different objectives to it and different things. That's what a title of a speech should be. Pick your interest. And the way the speaker started also was started the speech with a question. Say, everybody thinks I know the answer, but then we realize in every story, we have still a lot to learn. That's what storytelling is about. This is a good storytelling technique. Then he turned around the phrase of normal storying a long time ago to saying pre-mascara. Okay, that's a nice twist in the twist that we have. He introduced the story of his trip to Rwanda, which started as a road trip, but then quickly turned into a story with a story to a story about Martin. What does this remind me of? This reminds me about the Arabian Nights story style, where there's a story within a story. There's a storyteller, then if you find out that the storyteller tells a story about something else. Very nice organization, very nice content organization for that one. But then, again, a twist. Martin's story became a story about Rwanda. And it became a kaleidoscope of emotions, different emotions, a kaleidoscope of joy, a kaleidoscope of tragedy, a kaleidoscope of perseverance, which was the theme of the day that rises and celebrated the indomitable human spirit that still we will rise. But one thing that I would like to have said about this was you started with the interest, but you ended with a little bit down. What I would have said, like to see was if you ended the speech with a call to action or a salute to the human spirit. That would have rated much better. Thank you, General Evaluator. Over to you, Mr.
Toastmaster Manjula.
Yes, thank you, General Evaluator. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters, and our speaker in particular, distinguished Toastmaster Roshan Lewis. I will be evaluating the entire physical part of that is there on the ballot. So it'll cover your eye contact, gestures, emotions, and the use of descriptive language, vocal variety, your pauses, dialogue, stagination, and your topic selection, which has already been covered. Let us start with the eye contact. Speaker was very well prepared for the project and maintained an extremely good eye contact throughout. He came forward and asked you questions, okay? And then when there were times when though he turned to the side, he still continued to maintain that eye contact. This shows that the speaker has rehearsed and prepared very well for the speech. So very well done on that, Toastmaster Roshan. Moving on to gestures, there were many, many purposeful gestures sprinkled throughout your speech. And you use like tall, 6 feet tall. You were 5 years ago, things like that. There were many. I'm just giving you a few. Martin was shorter, where we assume that he'll be taller than me. Okay, though it was very clear, and it was very clear till the last. There's only one gesture which I had a problem with, and I always have a problem with this gesture, is the pointing gesture. So to both the speakers, I would say this: kindly avoid using pointing gestures. If you want to point, you can just use this or this. There was also one gesture that Toastmaster Roshan Lewis used was, he said the first link, right? It is first link, one. Whereas I saw both your hands raised. I know you were so excited to share the story. So both your hands came up. So I'm confused whether it's first link or second link. So, but you said first link. So gestures, just make sure that they are purposeful and maintained accordingly. Moving on to emotions, very well done most of the time. But there was one point in your story that I noticed, that there was sadness, but your face did not emote that sadness. When you were talking about Martin in the fag end of your story, it did not emote that sadness. You kept bringing that tiny little smile to your face. So that could have been avoided. The next is, I would love to see more use of descriptive language, because this particular project is a conglomeration or an amalgamation of many projects in the path, which is use descriptive language, use of body language, and also storytelling, and also your well-organized speech. Moving on to your vocal variety. Well, I'm going to take more time because I'm covering most of the stuff. So vocal variety was sprinkled throughout the speech, but it still seemed monotonous to me at times, though there was variety. I would have loved when you did the dialogue with Martin, you could have moved to either side was one, and the other is the difference in tonality, which was not marked. It was there, but if it is marked, then the difference in characterizations can be easily understood by the audience. The dialogue was there, but I would still recommend you to work on that, because that's the whole thing of storytelling. And the most important thing, Toastmaster Roshan, was stagination. You started your speech from the center and you still remained in the center, though you did move. I would have loved for each of you, like you started off when you got off at the airport and you were greeted, right? And your last was the visit to the museum, but you were there all the time in the center. So I was wondering whether you really took off from the airport and came back and then you reached the airport back, or I was lost. So if you had just placed the whole thing on this stage in different positions, I would have really loved, and it would have been easier for me to connect to that story part. All in all, I think, and one more thing, kindly take off your background, because it was really disturbing, because a beautiful story about Rwanda, and I knew what was coming up, but you gave away at places with those background and your emotions. So if you just work on this, you're an amazing storyteller. And back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Manjula and Toastmaster Farooq, for the panel evaluation for the first speaker, but I would still suggest you'll stick to the given time. Our second speaker is distinguished Toastmaster Khaled Jalal, who spoke about protect and care. Now this time I would like to call on Toastmaster Manjula to start the evaluation.
Thank you, Toastmaster Roshan. Rufus, again, I would be evaluating only the physical part. So let me give the positives of Toastmaster Khaled Jalal's speech. Lovely format, the TMI slides, which is warranted for any Toastmasters meeting. He aptly used those TMI slides, and most of them were TMI slides. Well thought of, and the way he had structured the slides and the number of slides was very good. Now moving on to, again, it was the finger pointing gesture, which you could kindly avoid. The colors that you used, kindly stick to the color wheel that is recommended by TMI, because we noticed at places the reds were there, the yellows were there, which are not there as part of the branding right now. So kindly just ensure that you stick to the color wheel wherever, and your picture should be also somewhere close to that. So just work on that. And there were times when it looked too crowded, so the white space was missing. So that was another thing. And you stood so close to the camera, Toastmaster Khaled, that I lost those gestures at times. I just couldn't see. It was like this. I could only see part of your hand moving. So if you could just go back and move back a bit and speak so I could see the gestures, or align your camera better? I don't need to tell you because you're that IT head. And if you could use a pointer to go ahead and click on to the next slide, that would have just maintained that eye contact that you were trying to maintain most of the time, but it was not working. Yeah. So the next was, you could also, for each phase of your speech, you could have done it at different points for each of your slides that you were talking, because social media also came at the same place. The different phases came at the same place. And then your take home message also came at the same place. There was absolutely no movement. And the most important point I noticed that you said that more than 10% are cyberbullied. I would have loved to know from where you picked up this 10%. Where is the resource? Where is the research? Where did it come from? I would have loved if you had quoted that resource, and that would add more credibility to your speech. Like I said, it's the amalgamation of all your levels. So kindly please look at those projects that you have done and try to incorporate the entire thing whenever you're doing the advanced level of speeches. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you. Toastmaster Farooq.
Thank you, Mr. General Evaluator. As my colleague, fellow evaluator has spoken, I'll try to cover some things that I either disagree or have my own version of those comments that we have. The purpose of the panel evaluation to get a wider feedback or a kaleidoscope of feedback. First of all, regarding the content and organization, you had a title called Protect and Care. And then we talked about, it became an importance about how family can protect and care. I would have loved to see the title there, because this is not a speech. It's morely an aid with the presentation software. So when people are going for a presentation software, they want to be clear about what they are looking at. They might want to have an agenda. So that was not there, in my opinion. That could have improved your things to make the audience understand what they are really coming to listen to. That is something I would have a session. You started with the human care life cycle. You started with something start, infant, okay, mothering, maturing, and getting better, and then you turned it to a liability. Why does old age become a liability? Wasn't the same person a giver and a contributor to society? Maybe a better word would have been a receiver, a giver first, then a receiver first. So you say the complete life cycle, that what you give, you receive back. Because you had a photo of a child pushing an old man. Maybe the child also did the same. So he was a giver at one time, the same person. So make it positive and about this. And this is the positivity that has to be there to understand the importance of how family is very valuable in the cycle of life. Again, the points of references that my colleague had already told about, lack of loss of vision. What is the reference? Cyberbullying, what is the reference? And the other thing I have is that mostly in PowerPoint presentations, I know we are technical. I was guilty of it for many years. We love to flood the audience with information. But when we are in Toastmasters, we have to understand, we do not make PowerPoint the medium of the speech. The PowerPoint is an aid for us to speak about. Maybe you should have only 3 to 5 slides maximum. That's what I recommend to do that. And many of the time I saw the slides were repeated messages. You could have lessened the slides, and that is my recommendation to you. Overall, a good speech, interesting topic, very relevant, but I would like you to reduce the number of slides and put more references and understand again the key word. The PowerPoints or any visual aid is a aid to your speech, not a medium of your speech. Over to you, General Evaluator. Thank you.
That's what this club stands for. You get powerful evaluations to improve. Kudos to both the panel evaluators, the most beautiful Manjula Nagendra and the most handsome Farooq Kadir. They deserve a big round of applause. I'm sure both the speakers will come out fresh with new ideas and incorporate all the given valuable suggestions and develop as suggested. I wish you all the very best. Now, coming to the table topics session. Choice of topics, wonderful. Everyone enjoyed. Everyone spoke well. They were creative and theme-based. Rise. In fact, I remembered one of his speech, kick the butt. So I will give it in the same way. When I heard the topics, each and every topic, I felt like the commentator was on the floor and he was telling, rise up, kick the butt. Even if it is Mike Tyson or Muhammad Ali, rise and kick the butt. So well done, table topics master. Excellent job. Big round of applause. Now coming to the business session. Yes, wonderfully conducted. The parliamentary procedures were followed. Committee reports, yes, done well. Those who were present gave their reports. In fact, they were ready. The minutes of meeting, in fact, the secretary was absent, but still it was read. That shows that the commitment of each of the officers. Now coming to the grammarian and our counters report. May I call on the beautiful Manisha Lenadora. Toastmaster Manisha, are you there?
Yes, I am here.
Okay. Could you please give the grammarian and the our counter report?
Apa mewagan? Give me a second.
No, no problem.
Rima. Sorry for the delay, dear General Evaluator.
No problem. It's okay.
I'm happy to say we had word of the day usage from DTM Khalid Jalal 1 time, Toastmaster Nagendra Sitaram 2 times, DTM Roshan Louise 1 time, DTM Bamu Ramachandran 1 time, from Toastmaster Gulam Farooq 4 times. So the champion of the day for the word of the day master is Toastmaster Gulam Farooq. Going on to the language usage, today we had many adjectives, triads, anaphoras, and descriptive language. Let's have a look. We started with best half, fascinating people from different countries, different cultures, different divisions, different areas, highest standards, next level in terms of speaking skills, table topic skills, leadership skills. Well done, triad as well as an anaphora. Raising the bar, step by step. Work hard to do our best for ourselves and our community. Quite healthy. Growth mindset, briefly present, master in preparing Indian dishes. Body language, passionate and dedicated. Author, poet, historian. You may shoot me with your words, you may cut me with your eyes, you may kill me with your hatefulness, but still, like I will rise. A quote by Maya Angelou. We learn the moment in the moments of enjoyment. A quote by Ralph C. Smedley. Inch of tongue is an inch of gold, but with inch of gold, we can't buy inch of tongue. An unprepared speaker has a right to be afraid. Land of thousand hills. White shirt, orange tie, black trouser. This name always be in my heart and mind. With confidence, I put my hand on his shoulder. First journey, fragrance of patriotism. One fine day, genocide memorial, land of thousand spikes, Toastmaster King, enhance, incorporation, comprehensive, clear, legible, effective. Hand in hand, neglect, protection, care, and love. Family, society, country. These were used by DTM Khalid. He is the king of triad. As time passed, reciprocate, precautionary measures, hazard. Protection comes with family and ends with rest in peace. It's a great tool to do PR activities, a great tool for marketing, a great tool to charter new clubs. It's an anaphora. Protected, cared, supported. A triad. Social media is a good friend. Social media is a good tool, but at the same time, a cage for many. Cyberbullied. Love begins by taking care of our loved ones. The ones at home. Screen is yours. King words. Recollection. Wavelength. Somebody in your work life, somebody in your personal life, somebody in your Toastmaster life. Again, an anaphora. When you have strength to rise up, right people will always support you. A great saying. Colleagues, children, childhood. A triad of C. Count our blessings, wielding our weapons, glimpse of hybrid meeting. Pre-masked era, story with a story about a story. Kaleidoscope of story, kaleidoscope of emotions, kaleidoscope of journey. Again, another anaphora. Sprinkle throughout, tonality. That's, even though we have less members, we had great use of language today at the meeting. Let's move on to our counters report. This is our counters report. We have 4 hours, 24 source, 2 14 and as crutch words, I noticed that we use a lot of really, very, and because. That's all for today. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Salute to you, Toastmaster Manisha, and salute to motherhood, because so detailed, so precise, so concise report, even being a mother, attending to your kid, how it is possible. It's possible only for mothers. And again, salute to you. Well done. She deserves a big round of applause. Now, may I call on the timer once again, Toastmaster Veena. Can you give the report for the entire
General
session?
Evaluator. Entire session were not recorded as I was in some emergency situation.
Okay.
So I also a little late. I timed only the speeches, evaluations, and the activities. Sorry about that.
No issues. Evaluations, can you give the time?
Yeah. So evaluations for the first speaker, DTM Roshan, TM Manjula has taken minutes 40 seconds, and Toastmaster Farooq has taken 1 minute 49 seconds. For the second speaker, DTM Khalid Jalal, Toastmaster Manjula has taken 2 minutes 27 seconds, and Toastmaster Farooq has taken 2 minutes 38 seconds. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you. Big round of applause to a timer for timing the entire session, being in the hospital, attending to a duty. That is what. So that's what I'm saying. Mothers, they can multitask very well, and we should learn from them. And now coming on to the showman, the hero or the superhero of the day. You could see he creates magic wherever he goes. In fact, when he started, I told him, you're the magician. You are out to perform various tasks. And every meeting I see a different attire, a different setup, which impresses everyone. In fact, he himself is a kaleidoscope, a bright ray of sunshine. But only one thing I would like from him. When others attend, everyone should feel, yes, this is the meeting. or this is the club I should join. This is the meeting I should attend. And you can make it possible. If you can guide us and share whatever you are doing, just imagine you as a leader will impress everyone, because we as a team will be just like you. Just this is my suggestion, and you can do it. Being an IT tech guy, everything is possible. And I think we have a lot of IT masters. Our president, then Toastmaster Manisha, Toastmaster, distinguished Toastmaster Roshan. Yes, everything is possible. We have to pull in the crowd. As I said in the beginning, first let us applaud our hero, superhero of the day. It was a fantastic session we had today, and it was possible only because of you. You were the late entrant, but you did a fabulous job, a masterpiece, you can say. Now coming on to the last viewpoint as a general evaluator. We no doubt excelled in quality, but quantity matters. Imagine you speaking in front of 5 people and 500 people. What would you like? You'd prefer 500, right? That's where we have to pull in. So I would suggest the core committee members sit down, discuss, decide. Maybe the timing is not okay. Maybe the day is not perfect. Somewhere something is missing. Otherwise, no one would miss our meetings. Definitely. So you should plan the core committee, sit down and plan before you hand over to the next committee. Just don't think this is our task is over, take over. No, it will die off. Earlier we had 20, then it became 15, now 10, 5. It's your baby. Whatever milk you give it and bring it alive. With this, I hand over controls back to the hero or the superhero of the day.
General evaluator, there's a poll if you want me to run it.
Yeah, I'll do that, sir.
Okay.
Thank you, distinguished Toastmaster Professor Pinto, for your general evaluation. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, I think we missed one guest. Toastmaster Muhammad Vikaruddin. I think he is still here. If he is still here, we can get his feedback.
No,
In the meantime, we would request the members to vote for the best evaluator and best table topic speaker. Fellow Toastmasters, here comes the poll. Fellow Toastmasters and whoever is there as guests, of course, our esteemed guests. To become a better communicator and leader, the Toastmasters is one of the prime occasions and a great place to do it. I joined Toastmasters to overcome fear of public speaking, and I'm enjoying my journey of networking, friendship, servant leadership, opportunities, and fun getting together with so many of you friends. Amazing. Thank you so much for all your support. Fellow Toastmasters, every role that you take up as a Toastmaster, an event or a meeting, you gain immensely. Do it with passion, do it with that conviction and the dedication and the difference. With that, you will see a kaleidoscope of changes in yourself. And of course, and still we rise. Let me hand the screen control back to our president, distinguished Toastmaster Khalid Jalal, to announce the results. Back to you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster of the Day. I have the results with me. Let me go to the best evaluator of today. Any guesses? No guesses? People are guessing, but still mute. So best evaluator of today is none other than Toastmaster Manjula Nagendra. Best table topic speaker is a tie between Toastmaster Ghulam Farooq and Toastmaster no, hold on, there's something not okay. Yes, it's tie between Toastmaster Ghulam Farooq and Toastmaster Manjula. Toastmaster Manjula, you're mute.
That's for Ghulam.
We share it. It's for our club.
Now the best role player. This is what our evaluator said, the magician, none other than our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Nagendra Sitaram. Of course, the speakers, so time disqualified, so no results for them. This is the result, and with this we have come to end of first session. I'd love to hear feedback from our guests, since we have our guest here today and also our evaluators. Can I start with Toastmaster Manjula? And a recommendation for improvement.
Thank you, Mr. President. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests once again. As I had told you earlier, it is always a pleasure to come to a distinguished Toastmaster club, because even with a number, it's not the quantity that matters, it's the quality that matters. So we had two wonderful speakers. We learned a lot from each of our evaluations. We learned from all the role players, though they were in situations where they couldn't perform their roles, but still they rose up and they managed to perform their roles with extreme professionalism, like our timer today and our counter and grammarian. And it was a wonderful session, because it's always a pleasure to listen to Dr. Babu, and who comes up with such lovely and innovative topics all the time. And of course, my best half, I won't tell better half this time, who always innovates. And just for your information, he's not just a good cook. He overcame, or he went on to forego his beauty sleep today to work on those slides. So that's the thing. So Toastmaster Rufus, you are asking him to teach, right? So you have to forego your beauty sleep if you have to do that here. So with that, it was a very enjoyable meeting, very educative, and there's a lot of learnings from each of the meeting that I attend. So going back with bag full of learnings today. Thank you, and back to you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Manjula. Now we have our next guest, Toastmaster Ghulam Farooq.
Thank you, DTM Khalid, Mr. President, for this chance to be part of the club meeting. when you actually asked for the evaluator and everything, it really piqued my interest, and I was glad to learn something new, and I really learned something new, and I really learned from all the speakers. So what can I say? I have gone to multiple meetings and I have been there only to learn. And I feel that the quality of some learning that I had here was very good. And that's what I'm really looking for. Because after all, and again, even being a distinguished Toastmaster club, what I really felt that was the theme of learning and the thirst for knowledge or gaining knowledge is evident in all of you. We have not stopped growing, and that's an inspiration to me. Thank you very much for that. Over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ghulam Farooq. Now we have next guest, Toastmaster Manisha.
Good evening to you all once again. It has been a wonderful meeting, especially Master of Ceremonies. I really loved how he had short introduction, but it was very crisp, and he led the meeting on time. And all the others, especially Dr. Babu's table topics, I really loved it. And the table topic commentators did really good. They did fair for all the topics. So it was an enjoyable meeting. Of course, it is Bahrain Distinguished Toastmasters Club. Back to you, Mr. President.
I'm really thankful to all our guests who took the role and came today. I know it's a weekend for all of you, and despite that, you gave us time. Now, few feedback which I've been hearing during this meeting. Yes, we had shortage of members who joined today, for some of them for no reasons, because VP Education unfortunately is not well. He was in the hospital, and I don't want to go into more details about him. And our secretary, because area 3 is going through some the elections were going on for the next area director election, and she was busy with that. And some of the members, they couldn't make it. So it's a fact. Now membership has dropped. That's a challenge which we have. But some of the members, they were very clear when they started out. They said, we may not be able to continue the full term. We may leave in between. They were very clear from the beginning. But we always have the hope that they will continue with us. We try our best, but unfortunately we couldn't retain them in our club. But that doesn't mean we are not going to have more members. We're going to work hard to get more members. One way or the other, we need to make this club one of the best clubs even before end of this term. And we have a plan already, but just because of the weekend, some other activities, we could not complete that survey, which our member DTM Rufus has just mentioned. We are working on a short survey, in which we get the feedback from all our members that what is that members are not coming and how we can improve, what new things we can bring into our club to make the club more active and take more interest, take the interest of all the members and implement them in the club. So this is our idea. Our objectives are very clear, which we have set in the beginning of the term when we charting the club. We still going to maintain those objectives. They're very good objectives. It's just the implementation is taking a little time because of various factors, and we know most of them, not all of them. But with continuous feedback and support from all the Toastmasters, our members, our well-wishers, we will bring the club to the next level. We will do our best. We are not going to leave the club just because we chartered it for some special purpose. We chartered it for very unique purpose, and the purpose is always there, and we are not going to let it go easily. We'll do our best. With that, I'll request our members if they have any comments.
Mr. President, can I have a minute? Can I have a minute, please?
Yes, DTM Dr. Babu.
Well, I must say I really enjoyed the meeting. I enjoyed Madam's evaluation, every aspect, and I think the losses of those members who did not attend. But I agree with Toastmaster Rufus, who said, you see, of course, we all have commitments, but if you are really dedicated and sincere, I think we should try to find out some time to attend this meeting, because I know DTM Khaled's passion when he started this club. And I must say, other than WMC Toastmasters, this is the only club which I join right now. Now I'm only to Bahrain.
Your voice is breaking.
That's a different thing. But DTM Khaled's passion, I understand. And I know the disappointment be saying it. I am very apt. Oh, is it clear? Am I audible? Hello?
You're audible now.
Okay, am I audible now? Correct.
Yes, also. Yes, you're audible. Please.
Hello? Yeah. No, what I feel is that I admire Nagendra's theme today as still a rise, and we have to rise. Excellent grammarian report. Wow, I've never heard such a comprehensive report by anyone. WMC was priding itself in the fact that we were doing so much of, sorry, I'm doing a general evaluation all by myself, but I was really, boom, bowled over by the way she put it on the screen, including the R's and the excellent. Manisha, hats off to you. I think we should open it out not to just DTMs, because we should, aspiring DTMs also should be brought in as part of our, what do you call, membership campaign. Because I know DTM Khaled's passion for this one. I would love to see this club rise to great heights. As I told, I just joined because of the great motivation and persuasion by Khaled. And in spite of having a very busy day, I was totally fagged out by the end of, because I was in a conference till 5:30 and I've got to make a presentation tomorrow, but it was just all your motivation that brought me here today. Thank you for inspiring me, and I'm happy to attend that meeting. I learned a lot from Roshan, a lot from Nagendra, a lot from Khaled, everyone. God bless you all. Thank you so much. Sorry if I've taken up a little time, but my ideas were just pouring out, which I wanted to share with you. Thank you very much. Whenever I feel it, I will join this meeting unless I'm totally tied up with duties. That's it. Back to you, Mr. President.
Thank you very much, Dr. Babu. Really appreciate what you said. Since it's already 9:30 and we want to stop exactly at 9:30, so let me adjourn the meeting. The meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much, everyone. Stay safe. And I have to rush back to a condolence. I just took 2 hours to come to this meeting. Now I'll be going back to that condolence. So stay safe, stay happy. Don't go out unless it is very, very, very crucial and important.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Bye, everyone. Stay safe.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
And we will rise.
We will rise.
Bye. Good night.
Good
Good
night.
Good night. Good night, everyone. Good night.
Naga, rise in the
Roshan,
morning.
Roshan, excellent
meeting in the
job,
morning.
Roshan. Wow, loved your
Left.
speech.